Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Road Trips with ROADRUNR. So I'm getting ready today to embark on another road trip. We're going back to Esslingen, which I did last year as well, to go to an aikido seminar with my shihan, Peter Van Marcke. It's going to be really awesome. I really like the dojo there and the atmosphere. It's a funny place, more or less. But what I want to show you guys is also the fact that I will be sleeping in the car again. Let me show you my setup once more. Now that it's still in daylight, it's more visible than what I showed you last time. So here you see the mattress in the back. So that's a full-sized one-person mattress. And the sheet on top I could borrow from the kids, but yeah, it doesn't matter, it's going to keep me warm anyway. And to cover the windows, I have this here. So I cut this sound foam or sound insulation foam. I cut that to the shape of the windows, a little bit bigger, so it keeps the light out. And then of course for the back I use this here and the partial. And then when you fold it like this, when it's like this, it basically blocks the rear window, and then it's completely dark inside the car, and I have my own little hotel room, which is cool. On the road again, just can't wait to get on the road again. So we are on another road trip, and we are going back this time to Esslingen, Germany, which is about 650 kilometers to drive. It is quite busy, even though it's a holiday period. So the car is rerouting me through Brussels, whereas I would normally take the Antwerp route. And it's also funny that it allows me to arrive at the Erftstad supercharger with only 5% left. Usually the navigation lets you arrive with 15 to 20% each and every time, but now it wants me to skip Verviers in this case, just to go directly to Erftstad, and there I will arrive with 5%, and then I need to charge up for the next stop to Mogendorf. I will charge up a bit more, since I will try to enjoy the autobahn, depending on traffic, of course. And then I'm not going to go all the way to Esslingen today. I will do this in 2 days because I'm physically quite tired lately. So I'll keep it on the safe side and do this in 2 days. But yeah, we'll see how far we go before I hit the sack. But the weather is nice, and I'm looking forward to a nice weekend of aikido training again. So a funny thing just happened. I was driving along on autopilot, and autopilot was doing great, and all of a sudden I got the message which translates into vision of the surrounding is limited, auto lane change is temporarily disabled. And when I disable autopilot, I get a surrounding representation of the car is limited, call Tesla service if the problem persists. Now the thing is that I'm not the only one with this problem apparently, because I saw this passing on a Facebook group with a couple of people as well. So I did call Tesla service. They are looking into it, but for now they have no clue what's going on. Cameras are clean because I just washed the car as well, so that's for sure. I rebooted the screens with the brake pedal, without the brake pedal, the dashboard, the center screen, it all doesn't work. The only thing that I can try still is when I get the chance, and probably I'll do that at the next supercharger, is to turn the car off completely, and then maybe try another reboot after that. But if that doesn't solve the problem, then we really have a bug in version 9 of the software, and that's currently 2018.42.2. But hopefully turning the car completely off will solve the problem. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Now this is the part I would love to see navigate on autopilot handle. So we got a first exit here. Now here I have to cross into oncoming traffic from the left. Right. Then I have to choose the left lane here. Well, I do have to choose behind the turn there. And then I have to merge again into the other highway, going into crossing traffic from the right and moving on to the next highway. So I think once we get the navigate on autopilot, this is a point where I will definitely be testing that to see how complicated or situations it can handle. Because here it might go to the right, for example, but here I have to stay on the left, and then in about 500 meters I have to merge to the right to get onto the highway. So that's quite a few moves, quite a few exits to pass or take. So yeah, I'm quite interested to see how Navigate on Autopilot will be able to tackle this. Coming up on some roadworks. Let's see how this update still handles roadworks. It is a little bit sketchy in the sense that it kept following the white lane markings until it encountered the yellow one on the far end. I remember that in Germany, which I will test probably later as well, that it was giving more priority to the yellow lane markings than to the white, and here I didn't quite see that, but that's just one case here. So we are coming up to the Erfstadt supercharger. I'm looking at a very nice sunset. Legally I have about 30 minutes now until I can't fly anymore, so I'm going to try and take the drone out and get a couple of shots of the nice sunset here. So yeah, earlier I forgot to calculate the fact that I'm more east now and sunset is a little bit sooner here, so that gave me only like 15 minutes to take a few shots, but it was a nice sunset. I hope it works out in the end. And now we're going to charge up at what seems to be a rather busy RF supercharger, but we are at the source here, because right here we have the power station, so there's always a lot of energy here, so I'm guessing we are good for about 40 minutes before we are charged up to get to our next destination. So yeah, let's grab a bite to eat, and by the time we get back we are fully charged. Oh yeah, and something I forgot to mention. I drove 120 on the highways in Belgium and hit 200 kilometers an hour on a regular basis for the first part in Germany here, mostly doing around 150. And even though the car said I was going to be here with 5% left, I actually arrived with 13% left. So yeah, slight miscalculation, I guess. I don't know, but it's in a positive way, so that's always good. And that means that now we have to charge a little bit less. So yeah, just to let you guys know, the navigation isn't always right, and it's especially important to know your own car. So you need to know exactly how much your car consumes and how fast you can drive, and that is something that you learn by taking many road trips, of course. And don't always trust the navigation. Navigation is always on the cautious side, but usually I take a little bit of leeway on that, and I use my own calculations, and that got me here with 10% more almost. So good job Tesla on the efficiency. So as expected, that was about 40 minutes to get charged up. Now the next stop is going to be Eersberg supercharger, which is about 13%, and I think around there I'll probably spend the night as well. One thing I noticed is by turning the car off, so discoupling it from or uncoupling it from the supercharger, turning it off, walking away for a few minutes and then coming back, seems to have solved the problem with autopilot. So I hope it remains this way, because I really like the auto lane change. But let's see if we can still use it at the highway. But for now it seems fixed, so all good. So if you guys ever encountered that, rebooting doesn't help, try turning off the car and then walking away a little bit for a few minutes, and then after that you can come back, and it seems to have done some kind of other reboot or reset of the system. Okay, so I lied a little bit. I didn't stop at Eersberg supercharger, but I drove all the way to Bad Rappenau, because as soon as I left Erfstadt, I immediately got like 10% more range for some reason via the nav. So I decided not to take the detour via Eersberg, but directly come to Bad Rappenau, which means that's about half an hour less driving tomorrow morning. I'm going to charge up here. And then maybe watch a movie or something, and then hit the sack, and tomorrow morning I'll drive the final part to Esslingen, which should be about an hour driving, and then we'll have a fun day and a half seminar with my sensei, so really looking forward to that. And then after that we still have to drive all the way home again. Alright, so yeah, let's go to freshen up a little bit, watch a movie, and then we'll say night night.